The 1990s saw a lot of young driving talent enter the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. But it also saw a veteran set a mark that still stands today. When Harry Gant drove under the checkered flags at Michigan Speedway in August of 1992, he became the NASCAR Winston Cup Series' oldest winner at 52 years, 219 days. The likable Harry Gant had 474 career starts, 17 poles, 18 wins, 123 top fives, 208 top tens. Harry, you were certainly a major player back in those days when we were covering NASCAR Winston Cup competition, and we will remember you forever. Terry Labonte became the Iron Man of NASCAR Winston Cup racing on ESPN April 21st, 1996 in Martinsville after 514 consecutive race starts. The streak began back in 1979 and continued until August 5th, 2000 when injury suffered at Daytona forced Terry to sit out the Brickyard 400. Labonte started 655 races, shattering Richard Petty's mark. NASCAR's Iron Man met Ironman Cal Ripken, who broke the baseball streak on ESPN with over 2,100 consecutive games on September 6, 1995. And his consecutive starts total 655. He now has 672, 26 poles, 21 wins, and of course 2 championships for Texan Terry Labonte. And a winning margin, $23,271,889.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
About $23 million more than I won. $20 million more than I won.
You know, if you ask any driver, money is probably not the reason they say they do what they do, but it sure does hurt. For 16 seasons, the R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company has offered $1 million prize, which only an elite few have been able to capture. Jeff Gordon has $4 million checks. Dale Jarrett collected the money at Talladega and also at Daytona. Jeff Burton has won it 3 times, twice in 1999 and once earlier this year in Las Vegas. And also earlier this year, Dale Earnhardt won the bonus at Talladega. But who can forget this memorable call of the first $1 million winner by our departed colleague?
Bill Elliott is racing into the record books. Bill Elliott is going toward immortality. Bill Elliott gets the checkered flag. Bill Elliott has won an additional $1 million in 1985.
For new race fans, his name may not be familiar, but for those around from the beginning, they know that Larry Nuber was a major contributor to ESPN Auto Racing. By my side for many years, Larry passed away earlier this year. We think about him often and hope he realizes how much he meant to all of us.
It always gives me a thrill to call a driver's first win because I know it's one he'll never forget. Since 1981, we've seen 16 first-time winners here on ESPN. For 5, it's been their only victory in the series. But others have gone on to win many events, and 3 eventually became series champions. Bristol, Talladega, and Daytona have each produced 2 first-timers, and 1988 accounted for the most initial visits to Victory Lane, 3. The list goes all the way back to 1981, our first year of NASCAR Winston Cup coverage. I remember those wins by Morgan Shepherd and Jody Ridley like they were yesterday back in 1981. Well, will we have another first-time winner here today? Well, right now in the top 10, we have 3 drivers who have never won a NASCAR Winston Cup race: Jerry Nadeau, Todd Bodine, and Wally Dallenbach. Little did we know that when Jeff Gordon took the checkered flag on the Watkins Glen road course in 1997, he was on his way to a record. For 3 straight years, he won at that New York track and added 3 consecutive victories at the Sears Point facility in California, making him the king of road courses. The streak ended earlier this year at the Global Crossing at the Glen, when, of course, Steve Park took the checkered flag in that event. Throughout life, we as individuals and professionals invest countless time, money, and effort in search of all the elusive elements that can bring our health and happiness to the next level. But every once in a while, magic happens. That special combination that just cannot be explained, it just happens. On a Sunday afternoon at Rockingham in 1981, the magic began. We now arrive at a moment that every member of this team had wished would never come for over a year. The time we knew that we all must go our separate ways and then hopefully, just for a while, our NASCAR Winston Cup coverage. As the senior member of the team, I've accepted the responsibility of saying farewell. And believe me, it is not easy. Benny, Ned, Jerry, John, Bill, Mike Wells, our director, and Neil Goldberg, our producer, and a lot of other behind-the-scenes people, and I, have become like family over the years. And although I and several other members of this team will continue to be seen on ESPN, our time together as a team is over. We thank everyone at NASCAR and the various tracks we've visited, but most importantly, we thank you, our fans, who have contributed so much to our coverage down through the years. It was for you that we've done this since 1981. Without you, there would have been no magic. And so it is to you that we dedicate these next few moments. We hope you take pride, as we will, in what we've accomplished on those more than 200 Sunday afternoons.